Welcome and thank you for joining us for another edition of GSB TV. I'm Chris Barnes, and joining me today, you've seen him once, you've seen him twice, but Ricardo Jimenez. And Ricardo is one of our customer service specialists here at Go Small Biz, and ultimately, that's what we're going to talk about today, is customer service. Definitely. So what we're going to do today is we're going to highlight 10 key topics that you can implement and utilize during your everyday phone interactions in your business. A number of these were pulled from a recent article that was put out there by Elaine Fogel, who's a marketing specialist that we know and operate with. But Elaine is super talented, super smart, and we're going to just key in on 10 of the very best topics that she put out there. So Ricardo, why don't you hit us with one? Definitely.
So the very first one that I think is very important is to make sure that you're closing your calls in a very positive and friendly way. It doesn't matter how good or how bad of an experience the customer might have had on the phone. You're going to want to make sure that you close it. You thank the customer. You tell the customer, thank you for calling us. I hope you have a great day. Because you definitely don't want to leave a bad impression on the customer.
Absolutely. And the first one I want to key in on, and it's one that might seem to be common sense, but it's not, is you want to ask a customer's permission to put them on hold. Is it okay if I put you on hold? For some people, they don't want to be put on hold. They might be really miffed, and they don't want to deal with being put on hold. The other thing is that if they are put on hold and you're trying to take care of a particular issue and it's taking a little bit longer than expected, check back in every 30 to 40 seconds just to make sure that they're still there and to let them know that you are still working on their behalf. Something a lot of people don't think about.
Definitely. The second one I want to mention is, and this happens a lot, especially when you're calling somewhere that's overseas, is to speak very clearly, so people can understand exactly what you're saying. So for example, this is specifically important if you either talk very fast or you have an accent of some sort. Sometimes customers can get annoyed if they have to repeat themselves over and over again. That's happened to me in the past. So I feel like you should definitely talk clear. If you have to talk slowly, then by all means talk slowly, because this is going to save you time down the road.
Next one I want to talk about is always ensuring that you fulfill the promise that you have made to that person when they first got on the phone with you. You're always wanting to make sure that whatever problem or issue that they had before they picked up that phone is taken care of after they hang up the phone call. So many of the very best customer service experiences that I have had, the person wraps the call to say, did we provide you excellent service today? Did we take care of that particular issue that you were experiencing today? Did we close this account today? Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish on the phone with that person, don't assume that it was taken care of. You ask them, did we take care of this to the best of our ability, and are you happy with your experience?
Exactly, yeah, definitely. Another one that, actually this is one of the most important ones, is to allow your customer, is to, allow callers to finish their thoughts before you speak. This is like one of the, and I'm even guilty of this. I've done it before in the past. I want to jump in the call and tell the customer, hey, you can't do that. You have to let the customer speak. It doesn't even matter if they're venting. If the customer is venting, let them vent. If the customer is talking about their account, let them talk about their account. Even if the customer is talking about their trip to New York, let them talk. Because if you don't let the customer speak, this can cause communications down the road, because you're literally cutting off their thought process. So if if for example they're just venting about how horrible of a service you guys are, or how whatever the situation may be, let the customer speak, because this is going to allow you to get a better understanding of exactly what's going on, and for you to gauge the best resolution for that, for that specific client.
For sure, nobody likes to be cut off.
Yeah.
The next few I'm going to share with you are with regards to voicemails. And the first one is this: check your voicemail in regular intervals. Seems like common sense, but we all get busy over the course of our day.
Yeah.
For many of our phone systems, I know here in our office, there's a little red light that pops up if we have a voicemail. But sometimes you get carried away. You have emails, you have time crunches and different things you're working on. No matter what it is, we highly recommend that you check your voicemails in regular intervals. If somebody leaves you a voicemail early in the morning and then all of a sudden they're getting a phone call 6 to 8 hours later, probably not the best thing. You want to make sure that you're servicing your clients, especially in certain service industries. And if you're the one doing the phone calls, get to the problem and get to the customer as fast as you can. So check your voicemails in regular intervals.
Yeah, definitely. Another one that we want to talk about is to make sure that when you're taking messages from coworkers. So for example, if you're on the phone and they're asking for a specific person and the person's not available, don't give them details as to why they're not available. Don't say, hey, they're in the bathroom, or hey, they're downstairs, or they're doing X, Y, and Z. Don't give them that, because it's unprofessional. Just tell them, hey, they're not available at this time, but as soon as they return, then I'll make sure to relay the message so they can give you a call back. Now, the only thing that I would say is, use your discretion. So for example, if they're on vacation and they're not going to be available for a whole week, or they're sick for whatever reason, then tell them, hey, that person is sick, or hey, that person's going to be gone until vacation until this day, but you're more than welcome to shoot them an email, or I can send you to their voicemail. Just make sure that you are not giving out too much information, and you keep it professional.
Next one that I'd like to cover regarding voicemails is to go ahead and return all voicemail messages within 24 hours. Now that may seem redundant from what I just said, but the fact of the matter is that you might be away, you might be traveling, you might have different things that you have to do, and maybe you can't get right to a voicemail. Create a rule and make this the rule, that all voicemails are returned within 24 hours, okay? So people know when they call me, if they don't hear back from me, I'm pretty much dead. Right. I mean, they just know. That's how I work. That's how I operate. If they leave me a voicemail today, I can't leave the office until it's returned. Set a rule for yourself, even if it's just this 24-hour rule, and abide by it. Live by it.
And then the last thing from my end is to take notes. Taking notes is such an important thing. I have so many people call every day, so many clients calling every day. I can't keep up with every single detail that I went through with every customer. So it's important to take notes, especially if for some reason you're not going to be in the office, and you're like, oh my goodness, I forgot what I talked about with this customer, and I have to give this customer to this person because I'm going to be gone tomorrow. Well, you didn't take notes, so now you have to call the customer back and say, hey, and it seems awkward to call them, hey, what did we talk about yesterday? That's not the best thing. That's not the best way to go about it. So make sure you're taking notes. Make sure you have everything documented. And so that way it can make your calls easier, and then if you have to pass your work along to someone else, it'll make it easier for them as well.
And then finally, for me, the last thing I'd like to touch on pertaining to voicemail is if you know you're going to be out. Mm-hmm. You're out sick, I just had this, you're out sick or you're traveling, change your voicemail message to reflect it. Let people know that you're not sitting right by the phone, you might not be readily available, but if you do need immediate assistance, hit 0 to go back to the operator, or call me on my cell phone and here's my cell phone number, or reach out to this person, my colleague, and tell them what you need. You want to give people the ability to get the help that they need in a timely fashion, but letting them know that there's going to be another thing that you're going to have to do to get that help because I'm not right there. So if you're traveling, you're sick, whatever it is, change your voicemail message to reflect it. Now, folks, in our businesses, the phone is an extension of our livelihood.
Yeah,
I mean, it's what we do. And the great part about phone work is that you cannot shave for a couple days and people don't know either, you know, so that's a good thing too. But take it seriously, because you need excellent phone skills to utilize in your business to be even more successful today than you did before. But we appreciate you joining us today for another edition of GSB TV, and of course we expect you back next week for another edition where we'll have some more tidbits of advice to help you utilize in your business. Have a great day.